G'day people, I'm Monster Dad and welcome back to our Space Engineers Season 2. Hope you're all having a wonderful day. So behind me is kind of finished cross-section for the ship. As you can see, I completely changed it. There was a couple of reasons for that. Firstly, it was just really flat and boring and I really didn't like the profile. And secondly, I completely forgot to build it in the heavy armor blocks. I'd put it all in the light armor blocks, and which is pretty useless really for a battleship, isn't it? So I had to basically take that whole section apart again and redo it. So this is what I've come up with now, and I think it looks a bit better. Let me take those off so we can see better. I'm unsure about the way the profile is going to look up here, because imagine that's going to duplicate this side. It's going to be quite kind of thin lid to it, roof of the ship. But I guess we could play around with some detailing. So what I decided on the end was the big battleship cannon at the top there, sort of all on its own. Now I've done it like this because I want it to be able to have a decent firing arc. I thought about sort of building it into the side of the ship, but it would really reduce the firing arc there to the sides, so I thought I'd leave it like that and put the point defense up here instead. I added a flat cannon. I wasn't going to put the flat cannon in, but I decided to in the end, and I took away the vanilla rocket launcher because it just didn't fit. The hitbox was too large for what I'd done there, and I really didn't want to take apart and do it all again. Settled on 3 of the heavy defense cannons and decided to put them on the front there because I think that looks more battleship-ish like that. And with the inline weapons, I've gone for the vanilla rocket launcher and the Mark 1 cannon. So these are the ones that will be fired via the G menu, you know, down the bottom here. Once we pull alongside an enemy, get within range, look like we're lined up, we can just fire the whole line of those, or sections of them. Actually, I think I'll probably do it in sections, because if we come alongside a smaller enemy, because this is going to be quite a long ship when it's done, what we don't want to do is start wasting ammo. So we could kind of have these in the G menu down the bottom there in the hotbar in sections, like, you know, forward, aft and mid section, and then we could just fire sections of it as and when we need, just to conserve ammo. And that's the way I see that working. Round the back here, the internal structure, I've hooked them all up, so when we do put the next module on, it should join up and it should all hook up as well. So we should have a good, well plumbed in system as well. Yeah, so that's what I've come up with so far. Oh, excuse me, yawned. It's early in the morning here. So what I want to do today is first put my light on. I want to do some detailing before I snip this away and blueprint it, because at the moment it's still attached to the main base, so I can't blueprint it as it is at the moment. I'd just end up blueprinting the whole base. So I want to finish detailing. The reason I want to finish detailing while it's still attached to the base is because I want to do some lighting as well, and obviously it's powered by the base. That's why the turrets are moving. So I want to put some lighting, and I want to do some colouring. Rather than do it all when the whole thing's finished, we can do the section, and then that'll save a bit of time when we blueprint or add the modules to each other via blueprints. We do the final build. So yeah, it's all heavy armor now, incredibly expensive to make. I'm going to have to do a bit more mining soon, I think, or a bit more capturing of other ships, but we got plenty of iron in this asteroid around us anyway, so yeah, it shouldn't be a problem. And I've identified resources around as well. Yeah. Okay, so detailing. Detail, detail, detail. Let me get rid of my gun. I don't really think I need that in my hotbar. So, lights. Lights, camera, action. I don't bother with any spotlights or any modded lights. We'll just go for the vanilla lights. And where's my spray gun? Where on earth did I leave my spray gun? It's access the base. Let's see if we can find it. Spray. Is it called? No, it's called a paint gun, isn't it? Paint gun. Paint gun. There's one. I know I had a load of them around somewhere. Let's grab that. And grab the chemicals. Yeah, good. Let's pop that there. I'll go store. Can I do it that way? Yeah, I want to get rid of these basic weapons and tools are from that time I died in the last episode when I smashed against, and somebody pointed out it was probably they think it was the Gatling gun that swatted me when it was on the idle movement, so I turned off the idle movement just in case that was it. I think it probably was. I'm sure it was the Gatling gun that killed me. So let's look at my tools. Dunk. Get the light back in. Now, bear with me for a moment, so I just need to check on a colouring, a colour code on something. I don't want to do a Battleship grey. I want to go for like a gunmetal colour. I think that will look pretty cool. So I just need to look up the RGB code for it, and I'll be back in just a moment. Later. Okay, welcome back. Yeah, I forgot we can't do RGB colours in this, so I sort of had to play around with the values here until it came to something that's sort of kind of similar to what I'm after. If anyone knows a way to do the RGB colours for this, then let me know. I don't think there is. So that's that kind of, it's a kind of dark grey with a bluish tint to it. There's the kind of colour I'm looking for, and I think that's kind of about right. So the question is, how are we going to do this? Now, what I want to do is kind of add some shading to the areas as well. So these areas that are inset, I want to be kind of slightly darker than the outer areas, so that it gives a kind of shading. The colour of the weapons, I'm not sure what to go with at the moment. I might just go with that actually. It's quite a nice colour for the weapons. Maybe we go for the darker colours. There's colour in that, isn't it? Can I get in there? Yeah. This paint gun is so useful. I coloured that gun. Yeah, that's fine. And then these sort of areas, I guess I could do a slightly lighter colour, just to give it some shading. Let me play around with this little section first, and then we can sort of like. It's weird how that one comes out lighter, the base. You know what? That's okay though. I can live with that. Yeah, I can live with that. And I think we'll go those bits as well. Yeah, I kind of like that colour. And then, oops, no, I didn't want to do that one. Let's do a few of these along here. Need that one. Let's just do that side, this little corner here, this triangle. Okay, so far so good. And then, yeah, so these areas here I want to be a slightly lighter shade. Doesn't really matter about those bits, they're going to be inside the ship. I don't know why I did that. Or a dark... No, probably needs to be a lighter shade on the outside, don't they? Now, do I just go for a slightly different colour, or just a shade of this? What colours do we have? In the bog standard. Let's play around with that one. Go with a kind of grey. What's the grey? Do it 65. Okay. Match it up with that at the moment. Now, can we make that darker? Yeah, we can. Does it match? Or does it need to be a... Let's try that colour next to it and see what it's like. I'm not sure about it. Oh, I've coloured the gun. I can always change that back. Let's just do these bits up here and then we can see the effect a bit better. And these bits will need to be done as well, won't they? I think I need to turn my mouse sensitivity down. That, I'm thinking, should be that Battleship grey type colour, the floor of the... Can I get around there? Let me round. Let me round. Okay. Let's turn that back to that colour. It's not a perfect match, but kind of what I'm going for. Just wondering whether we just need to do a light grey colouring for it. Maybe just a slightly lighter shade of that. Maybe the same colour but with just less saturation. That's about the same colour there ish. The saturation makes it dark grey, doesn't it? Maybe we should do that. Maybe we should do the dark grey on the inside and like the gunmetal on those areas that. So I don't necessarily want a completely different colour. I just want a just a kind of shaded effect. That's actually quite a nice colour for it. Bear with me for a moment while I just play around with this a little bit. So if we do that, and go to that, now I think that's a bit too blue at the moment. Go for a slightly darker colour. I've done that one up there. I really need to turn down my mouse sensitivity. All over the place. Let me just colour those two back. Go back to that one. Oh, it's really difficult to see because the light's in the wrong position. I might go for that actually. Missed a bit. If I didn't have the paint gun, this would be impossible. It's already awkward, but it would be utterly impossible. Getting to that little corner bit is a real pain. Why can't I get to that bit? Now paint it on. There we go. I need to be further away. Oh. Right. Missed a block under there. I'll get that in a moment. I quite like that grey. I didn't want to go with the Battleship grey, but it actually does suit it really well. What I may do is just put the whole thing that colour and just have the guns, like the gunmetal. Because those colours, I think it's too much of that bluish colour. Bear with me while I play around with these colours. I've got to get all this right now because I don't want to be doing this to a whole ship because it would just take forever. I do one section now, get it the way I like it, and then when it's blueprinted we can just put it all together and it's done. Nearly there. I mean, I don't mind going round once the ship's fully complete and just doing a small bit of detailing here and there. But what I don't want to have to do is do the whole thing to the whole ship, because it honestly, it would probably take hours. And that would probably be a little bit painful. Right. Why did my gun disappear on a... Oh, it's come back. Just a glitch. Okay, I think I'm going to go with that scheme for now. So I ended up with almost the Battleship grey anyway. And just do the guns a slightly different shade. I think that will work. So I'm going to do that and I'll be back to you in a moment. Later. Okay, welcome back. Okay, it's all coloured now. Yeah, kind of like it. I've done the weapons that's slightly different, like gunmetal colour. Painted this weapon and it's disappeared. I'm hoping it'll come back at some point. If not, I can just take it off and put it back on again. Very strange. It happened with one of the other ones down here as well, didn't it? That one down there. Okay. Yeah, lighting. Get some lighting done, and then I think we'll probably run over time. But now, lighting. Lighting. I guess these strip lights, I guess I want to do it in that colour so it matches, so we don't, you know, it doesn't stand out too much. I'm thinking one there, that should light up that strip of guns there. Bobs are still off at the moment. After they built it took ages to build this because it's all heavy armour. Now maybe actually I'm thinking one there to light down that way. I don't want too many lights on it. Yeah, so the one there, then the one will be on the next section. So each section will be separated by 2 strips of block, and then this whole thing will repeat. Do you know what? I can probably get lighting actually in between these, can't I? Yeah. Oh, maybe the strip light down the side would be better. We'll turn it that way and do that. So how often do we want to repeat that? I think one there and one the same on that one will probably do it. And I don't think we need any lighting down here. This area may need a bit of detail at some point. I think I don't like big, long, large, flat areas. What I might do is before I blueprint it off camera, I might just play around with a little bit of ribbing down here, perhaps to coincide with these batteries here. Just a bit of ribbing on those 3 bits. That will break up that area there. In the meantime, hopefully I've got the components on me to put these lights together, and then we can configure the colour. Thinking like a red colour to make it a bit ominous. You can do it. You can do it. It's just a light. Okay. So let's pop into these. And do I want that? Definitely don't want pink, do we? We get a deeper red than that. No, probably not. Yeah, we'll go with the red at the moment. Make it a bit more ominous, and we'll just leave the settings as they are. And just configure those. Let me put my light off, otherwise we're not going to be able to see the proper effect. This is a little mod that adds the control panel to the lights. Really, really useful as well. Again, not a big change to the game, but just little thing that is just so useful. Now, where do we put that light? Oh, there it is. Can I get to this one? Yeah, just. Imagine doing this along the whole ship. No, get it done now, then blueprint it. Okay, that's all the lights, isn't it? That one definitely needs to have a bigger radius. Let's do these two. Those I think are okay because it just gives that little red glow along that line. Let's just increase the radius on this one. Let's do it to about 5. Yeah, that'll be better. I think we'll do the same with these two up here. Roughly 5. Yep, and then gun. I do want to light up here somewhere. What I might do is just pop an ordinary light on there and there. Seems like a good spot for it. I don't think I'll make these red. I'll make these more amberish, like yellowish colour. Something like that. So what do we got? Call it 100. Do a radius of around about 6. How are we looking? Yeah, we're getting somewhere. Okay, I don't think I'm quite ready to snip it off and blueprint it just yet. I do want to do a little bit of final playing around off camera, especially with a bit of detailing down here. I might play around with the colour of the lights again as well, and then first thing we'll do next episode is snip that off, blueprint it. Then what I'll have to do is actually take the whole section apart to get rid of it, because what we'll then do is add a projector up here to the base and then build this onto a little arm that's sticking out from the base. And as I explained in the other episode, an earlier episode, the reason we need to do that is that way every time we blueprint it, the blueprint will match up exactly. And then when we finish the complete hull of the ship, this side, you know, starboard and port, we'll just snip the whole ship off after putting some thrusters on it, and then we can move it around, and then we can just add forward and aft sections, the bridge, and then it'll be good to go. I don't know why that gun has rendered out. That's really weird. But yeah, I can imagine a whole line of these, maybe 4 or 5 sections of this going along, being presented to an enemy ship. That would cause them. That'd cause the old sphincter to go a bit, wouldn't it? It would indeed. It's going to cost so much in ammo. That's the thing. It really is. But that's why I want this base. This base will basically be an ammo production base and a resupply base for fuel and ammo. Excuse me. Yeah. I wish that gun rendered in now so we can get a better effect of it. But yeah, I'm liking the way it's going. I am liking it a lot. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you think there's ways it could be improved. Yeah, okay. Right, well, I'm calling an episode there. Like I said, I'll play around a little bit off episode. Beginning next episode, we'll have the finished detailed section that we can then blueprint, destroy, and then build again onto the base and actually start putting the modules together. And I've got a couple of ideas of how we can actually speed up that process as well. In between episodes I may need to do a bit more mining for iron, and I think it's the I think it might be cobalt I need for the heavy blocks. I can't remember now. Heavy armor blocks. Yeah, because we need metal grids as well. 50 metal grid. Tons of steel plate, but it's the metal grid, I think. I'm pretty sure we need iron and cobalt or something else for that. I can't remember. But I think I'll probably run out. Yeah, okay. Thank you very much for bearing with me. A couple of buildy episodes. Next episode will be a bit more interesting. We'll start playing around with blueprints and trying to fit this thing together. And that will be the real test to see if this works. I'm pretty confident, 99% confident, that this is going to go perfectly fine. And we'll be able to build this ship in no time. But yeah, brilliant. Okay, thank you for watching. I'm Monstad, and I'll see you later. Bye.